Good morning all of you. Welcome to online classes of Sri Mahavir International School. I'm just making you understand the concept of entrance fees. Again, just I explained now about entrance fee. I'm writing here some point, just try to know here. During the year 2018-19, entrance fee received. During the year 2018-19, entrance fee received. Only this is the question. So, where you will record this? In income and expenditure account or in balance sheet? I think your answer is income and expenditure account. Why? Because now your question may be that why? Because as I explained you, nothing is mentioned for this item that whether it is of revenue receipt or capital receipt. Then you have to assume it as a revenue receipt and record it in income and expenditure account. Second point. The same point, during the year 2018-19, entrance fee received any amount, just take like 18,000, and it is the policy of the club to treat this income as revenue receipt. Just see here again, during the 2018-19, entrance fee received 18,000. It is the policy of the club to treat this income as revenue receipt. Already it is mentioned that it is revenue receipt, so we will record it in income and expenditure account. Clear? Suppose that in the same question, if it is written here capital receipt, if it is written here capital receipt, that it is the policy of the club to treat this income as capital receipt, then your income to be recorded in balance sheet. Only this is the difference between both points. You can see question number 3 in your book. That is also exactly like this example. Okay? Okay, just see the next point. As we have discussed about receipt and payment account, income expenditure account, these two accounts we have already discussed. Now our topic is fund based accounting. Fund based accounting. What will be the meaning of this accounting? Like you will have some special fund in your organization. It will be like match fund, prize fund, or it may be like building fund. These are some specific fund in the business. So what are the uses of these funds? Whatever you are receiving donation for these specific items, you will add in these funds, or whatever you are going to expense on these specific items, so you will deduct from these funds. So on the basis of these addition or deduction, we have to do the accounting that will be called fund based accounting. Like let's take an example, match fund. Suppose that when you are going to start a business, so your opening match fund balance was rupees 2 lakh. This is the opening match fund balance, means like on 1st April when you are going to start your business, so that is your opening fund balance 2 lakh rupees. In the mid of the session, you get donation from any donor for match. Just the donor is giving you donation only for match, that you can use this donation only for conducting matches. So you will add that donation in match fund. Donation for match fund. Suppose that you are receiving donation 5 lakh rupees. So now total fund for matches you have 7 lakh rupees. Okay. Now just assume this, that you are doing investment of this 7 lakh rupees somewhere. Like you may deposit this money in bank, or you may invest this money anywhere else. So on this 7 lakh rupees you will get interest also, that is the sure. Means 7 lakh rupees you are investing somewhere, or you are getting the return on this investment, that will also be added in this fund. Means you can say interest on match fund investment. Suppose that you are getting interest 50,000. Now your match fund balance is 7,50,000. Okay. What will be the deductions? Deductions will be like, if you are doing any expenses on conducting matches, that will be deducted here from this balance. Means match expenses, it will be like assume 20,000. So closing balance of your match fund will be 7,30,000. It will be called fund based accounting. Okay, just see here, suppose that if you are doing price expenses, then you cannot deduct it from match fund. Your fund is only for matches, so you will record all the things only related to matches. Whatever income you are receiving from matches, that will be added. Whatever expenses that you are doing for matches, that will be deducted. So this type of accounting will be called fund based accounting. Getting something? Now see here, investment. As I am going to clear a little for investments. Investment, how can be the investment? Suppose that you have balance in your match fund 7 lakh rupees. Okay, and in the next week you are conducting matches, but you want 10 lakh rupees for conducting matches. Whatever is here, just understood that you have balance only 7 lakh rupees sorry, but you need 10 lakh rupees for conducting matches. It means 3 lakh rupees is the requirement. 3 lakh rupees, now also you have required 3 lakh rupees for conducting matches. So till you don't get 3 lakh rupees, what you will think, that we don't have any use of this 7 lakh rupees. So we will invest this 7 lakh rupees so that we can get the return. 7 lakh rupees आपके पास रखे हैं, वो कुछ यूज़ के नहीं है, बट आप उस 7 लाख रुपीज़ को अगर कहीं इन्वेस्ट करेंगे, सो ऑब्वियसली आपको कुछ ना कुछ रिटर्न मिलेगा. सो दैट्स वाई यू आर डूइंग दिस इन्वेस्टमेंट, और ऑन दिस इन्वेस्टमेंट you may receive any interest that will be added to this fund, because this is increasing your income, but the investment will be written separately in the asset side. Try to know the difference between these points. Or investment is a kind of asset. If you are doing any fund investment, so that will be a kind of asset and that will be recorded in the balance sheet, but these points will be added or deducted from the match fund. Okay, same treatment will be for prize fund, for building fund, or for any kind of fund. Let's see a question for more understanding. See question number 4 from your book. Show how will you deal with the following items in the final accounts of Chetak Club, Jaipur, as at 31st March 2019. You have given prize fund on 1st April 2018. 1st April 2018 means that is opening prize fund balance. Question number 4. Prize fund balance on 1st April 2018. It is 80,000. Interest on prize fund investment. The same point is here, that you are investing your prize fund and you are getting return on that investment. So that will be added in this fund. Interest on investments 6,000. So now you have balance 86,000. Next point, prizes given. Prizes given means this is expense for prizes. So this will be deducted from this fund. Prizes given, amount of 10,000 rupees. So your fund balance reduced by 10,000 means now it is 76,000. Next point, prize fund investments on 1st April 2018. Investment, as I already discussed, that investment, there is no use of investment in this calculation. Investment will be written separately in the asset side of the balance sheet. Donation for prize fund. Donation means it will increase your fund. So it will also be added. Donation for prize fund. Amount is 25,000. So this 1,01,000 will be shown in the liability side of the balance sheet. This will be shown in the liability side of balance sheet. 1,01,000 in the liability side, and amount of investment, that is 60,000, that will be recorded in the asset side. Okay. One more point or one more question you may think in your mind, that why the fund is liability for us? Fund means we have income, then why is it liability for us? The point is fund. Fund you are receiving for any specific purpose, like a donor gave you fund, building fund, prize fund, whatever is there. Suppose that building fund is there, a donor gave you building fund for constructing building in your organization. But till your building is not constructing, it is a liability for you, because you have liability of that donor, that now you have to construct the building from this fund. You cannot use this fund for any other purpose. That's why we will show this fund in the liability side. It is also the same like your question number 5. Just see the question number 5. Show how would you deal with the following items while preparing the financial statement of a not-for-profit organization. Tournament fund, tournament fund. Amount of tournament fund is 2 lakh rupees. Contribution received for tournament. Received means it will be added. Contribution received for tournament. Amount is 40,000. Now you have got balance of your fund 2,40,000. Tournament expenses. Expenses will also be conducted from this fund. So it will be deducted because it will reduce your fund. 80,000. Now you have balance 1,60,000. Interest received on tournament fund investments. Interest received means added interest received on tournament fund investments 12,000 means your balance increased by 12,000. Now it is 1,72,000. And the last point, receipt from tournament tickets. This is also receipt. Receipts from tournament tickets. Amount is 20,000. Means you can say that your tournament fund at the end of the year is 1,92,000. And this tournament fund will also be shown in the liability side of the balance sheet. All the funds will be shown in the liability side of balance sheet. This was about some numerical questions. As I discussed here, 5 questions. You can practice on the basis of these questions. There are some examples also in your book. You can practice these. These are the basic things. Later we will discuss about some more things also. Now just take 1 or 2 points of theoretical part. Again I am going to remind you, receipt and payment account will be a kind of real account, or income and expenditure account will be a kind of nominal account. You have to follow the rule of real account in the receipt and payment. What is the rule of real account? That debit what comes in or credit what goes out. Rule of nominal account, debit all the expenses, credit all the incomes. That is the rule of income and expenditure account. We discussed here 2 accounts, receipt and payment account or income and expenditure account. Just take a little difference between both accounts. Easily you may also tell about this. First main discussion point is, or main difference point is here. Receipt and payment account is a kind of real account, but income and expenditure is a kind of nominal account. This type of questions can be asked in MCQs in your board examinations. That's why you have to know the meaning of these accounts. Second point, in receipt and payment account we record all kinds of incomes or all kind of expenditures, whether that is of capital nature or revenue nature. All expenditures are recorded, but income and expenditure only. Revenue expenditures are recorded. In the same way, you can tell about receipts. All receipts are recorded, but in this only revenue receipts are recorded. Fourth point, you can tell that receipt and payment account is prepared on cash basis, but your income and expenditure account is prepared on accrual basis. In receipt and payment account, you don't have to record like outstanding expenses or depreciation, provisions. These are non-cash, so these are not recorded in receipt and payment. But in income expenditure, we record outstandings or any kind of points that are accrual. We will record it. Fifth point, you can say receipt and payment account will be recorded from cash book. means you can say it is prepared from cash book. But income and expenditure account will be prepared from receipt and payment account. Are you getting some points? In this you can tell it is a summary of cash book. And it is like P&L account. It is like profit and loss account. So these are some major differences. There are some more differences also you can see in your book, but these are the major differences between receipt and payment account and income and expenditure account. Okay. One or two terms that we are going to discuss here that you may find in the question, like honorarium. Honorarium, I think this is a new word for you. What is the meaning of honorarium? Honorarium will be given to such person that are not the employees of a business, that are not employees of organization. Like let's take an example of this. Suppose that you are conducting a marriage function at your home, or you are calling an anchor, that is for marriage function or what. So in that you are not paying anything. That anchor is in your relatives, maybe you are not paying anything to that anchor, but for his services, for his professional services, you are paying something in his honor, so that will be called honorarium. In any not-for-profit organization, if you are paying any money to any person that is not taking any charges from you, but you are paying in the honor of his professional services, so that will be called honorarium. Okay. So next point we will discuss in the next class.